I think that this matchup lies in the Buckeyes' hands. They're the better team. They're the better roster. They're the better defense. They're the better offense. And the only avenue for Notre Dame to win is if they can take Ryan Day and they can take these Buckeyes and they can somehow bait them in to the type of game that they played against Nebraska and Michigan and in some ways Texas. That's the blueprint for Notre Dame. If they get an offense, if they get a Buckeyes team that is pedal to the metal, ball out of the quarterback's hand quickly, scoring multiple times in the first half, they will lose. This has to be a low-scoring game for the Irish. They will not score more than 20 points, maybe even more than 17 points on this defense. This is the best defense in college football. Since the Oregon loss in the middle of the season, they have been phenomenal. They've got too much veteran talent and quality players that it's even going to be tough for Riley Leonard to run around.
You are correct, sir. Yes!
All right, Joel Klatt, the Ohio State spokesman, is back, and he is picking Ohio State to beat Notre Dame in the national championship game. This is Sports Guy Talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about Joel Klatt predicting Ohio State to win the national championship. Ohio State has been playing on fire in recent weeks as they have been dominant in the college football playoff. Meanwhile, Notre Dame continues to play well as they have not lost a game since September. Before I say anything else though, I want to present you guys with a topic question. So here it is. Do you agree with Joel Klatt's confidence in how Ohio State will play? I'm going to say yes to this question. Joel Klatt has normally been pretty good with predicting how the college football playoff will play out. Ohio State has been the better team in each of their last 3 games. They dominated Tennessee, a team that many people thought Tennessee would upset Ohio State, including myself. I thought Tennessee would come into Columbus and absolutely run the football all over the place. I was wrong about that. Ohio State proved to not only be the better team, but they proved to be the more dominant team that night. They also then went into the second round of the college football playoff against Oregon, a team that was ranked number 1 in the nation. They hadn't lost a game all year. Oregon beat Ohio State earlier in the year, and what happened? Ohio State absolutely beat down Oregon big time. You look at how Will Howard dominated in those 2 games against Tennessee and Oregon. He looked like a superstar quarterback in the making. Of course, it also helps when Jeremiyah Smith was playing like the best wide receiver in college football. He was looking like an absolute menace out there. Of course, it also helps when you got Quinshon, Judkins, and Travion Henderson running the football. You also got Carnell Tate and Egbuka catching the football as well, alongside with Jeremiyah Smith. Ohio State was loaded with weapons. Their offensive line is elite, and defensively, how about Jack Sawyer? He has been one of the best defensive players in college football. The man is looking like the second coming of TJ Watt. It's been absolutely special to see. You also have to look at the fact how Ohio State showed up against Texas, a team that many people thought Texas would have a chance to beat. Ultimately, Ohio State proved to be the better team in the college football playoff in each of those games. Obviously, Ohio State is littered with weapons everywhere. Will Howard has done a great job getting the ball to his playmakers. He's been able to show off his excellent athleticism as well. How about that 4th down conversion against Texas when it was a tie game in the 4th quarter and he bursts out for a huge run? Yeah, he ends up tripping on his own feet, but he picks up the 1st down. They're able to eat up more clock, and they ultimately score the go-ahead touchdown to make sure Ohio State stays ahead in the 4th quarter against Texas for good. Ultimately, though, they're going to beat Notre Dame because Ohio State is the better team when you compare them roster to roster, talent to talent, player for player. You look at how Notre Dame doesn't really have good quarterback play compared to Ohio State. Riley Leonard has not really been playing good for Notre Dame. The only reason why Notre Dame has been able to get this far in the college football playoff is because their defense has been playing lights out in the college football playoff. Their run game has also shown up as well. Jeremiyah Love has done a great job running in between the tackles. He's been trucking guys. He's been jumping over guys. He's their best player on offense. If Notre Dame wants to have a shot against Ohio State, they got to be able to run the football effectively. Jeremiyah Love has got to get going with the opportunities that he has in his hands. I'm not saying he's not going to be able to, but he has to be able to make big-time plays in big-time games against an excellent Ohio State defense, because if Riley Leonard has to drop back 30 to 35 times in the national championship game, Notre Dame is just simply not going to win. I also want to talk about what Joel Klatt said about the talent level between Ohio State and Notre Dame. I found his comments to be rather interesting. I agreed with most of what Joel Klatt said. Roll the film.
Who's he going to beat to the sideline. Sonny Styles? No. Caleb Downs? No. Lathan Ransom? No. So you get my drift. Like, where are they going offensively? Notre Dame is going to have to create short fields. They're going to have to steal a possession here or there. They got to bank on the fact that Ohio State's going to have some penalties and knock themselves back with self-inflicted wounds. They're going to have to bait them into that game where they're just running the ball on first down. When Ohio State just nondescriptly runs the football on first down, every Notre Dame fan should just be like, okay, that's good for us. That's good for us.
Correct!
Truth, Joel Klatt. Good job for speaking the truth in a world where a lot of people like to lie in the sports media world. But Joel Klatt is absolutely right. If Notre Dame was to come out of this game victorious, they got to be able to dominate the time possession battle. They got to be able to win the turnover battle as well. And Riley Leonard cannot go out there throwing interceptions and making boneheaded decisions like he normally does on a weekly basis. Notre Dame has been winning in spite of their quarterback play, not because of their quarterback play. A lot of people like to say that quarterback is the most important position in all of sports, but they don't tell that to Notre Dame, because Notre Dame has not been winning due to their quarterback play. It's going to come back and cost them against Ohio State. Will Howard might have an interception or two where you'll scratch your head, but Riley Leonard is going to do the same exact thing, and he's not going to make any plays whatsoever. At least Will Howard is going to make some big plays downfield. The game plan for Ohio State should be simple. Get the ball to Jeremiyah Smith's hands as often as possible, and if Notre Dame comes out of this game triple teaming Jeremiyah Smith, well, guess what? We're going to go one-on-one to Egbuka. We're going to go one-on-one to Tate. We're going to be able to establish the run. We got to be able to mix in with the run and pass. If Ohio State does that, then they're going to come out of this game victorious. There is no good excuse for Ohio State to lose this game to Notre Dame. They're pretty much better than Notre Dame everywhere except the running game, but that's because Notre Dame has an elite running game. Their defense is pretty good as well, but guess what? Ohio State's defense is really good too, and Ohio State's offense is high flying. They're able to score a lot of points in a hurry, and when they make big time plays, it's going to be over before you know it. If you're Notre Dame, you don't want Ohio State to go up 21-0 by the end of the first quarter. You got to be able to make Will Howard check down the football. If you make him check down the football, then Ohio State might blow the game. They're not going to, but they might have a chance. But if you let Will Howard play this game, Notre Dame is just simply not going to have a chance, because it might be a repeat of TCU versus Georgia. Obviously, that's not going to happen, though. I expect Notre Dame to show up. They're a well-coached team. Marcus Freeman has done a great job getting these guys prepared. I can't wait to see what game plan he's going to draw up against Ohio State. Ultimately, though, I just think Ohio State's the better team, top to bottom. I think it's going to be close for a half, but Ohio State will pull away because they are just too talented. They can run the football better than almost anybody else in the country. They can throw the football better than anybody else in the country, and their defense is lights out. They can tackle really well. Their secondary is excellent, and of course, they just got too many playmakers. This Ohio State team is practically a super team in college football. That's how dominant they are. As far as how the game goes, I think it's going to be close for a while, but Ohio State is going to pull away because they have too much talent. They're going to score a late touchdown. They're going to go up by 14. That's how they're going to win this game. They're going to beat Notre Dame by the score of 31-17. The MVP of the national championship is going to be Jeremiyah Smith, because he's going to make timely plays, and Will Howard is going to be able to deliver the football to Jeremiyah Smith for big plays to be made. I do not expect Jeremiyah Smith to get shut down in the national championship game. That's why Jeremiyah Smith is going to win the MVP award for the national championship game. Ohio State should be able to win this game by 2 scores. They should be the national champions. It's really that simple. So that is why I agree with Joel Klatt's confidence in how Ohio State will play, as Ohio State will beat Notre Dame by the score of 31-17. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking, like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That will be for the @DustinNashTran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinNashTran, and that's Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinNashTran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produce. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, Check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel, Sports Guy Talking.